Right, we're here at the Australian Driving Championship. It has been completed. I apologise for not catching up with all the drivers prior to the event, but great to be catching up with Ryan Hryhorec, who actually, well, I think you ran second. You were second going into that race. Did you end up running second? Do you know?
I'm not 100% sure, to be honest, but I just got told before the race that I was 5 points off the leader, so managed to run third then. So must have been close enough.
Close enough. If you haven't run second, you'd be third anyway. But thereabouts. Enjoyed your day?
It's been magic. Just to drive against the best drivers going around and catch up with a few people we haven't seen. So yeah, it's been great.
They're a very different, I suppose, race meeting, if you like. You guys, the trainers down there, they put all the horses up for you guys to drive. You know, there was a race before and a race after in a minute there, but effectively, you know, the participants have bought these horses here for you guys to put on a show, and you are representing them and their horses. You're representing your state, and then you're representing our industry as well, because, you know, you listen to Sky Channel and they're constantly saying about another heat of the Australian Drivers' Championship. Do you enjoy these sorts of events?
Oh, you certainly understand, and you know, the people who you don't have the horses, you know, we can't drive, so they do all the work, and to bring and trust us to drive them. Yeah, okay, everyone's very good at what they do, but you know, you don't know the horses, you don't know the form. You're sort of guided by the trainer to a point of what they want you to do. So it's tricky, but it's very enjoyable, and you know, without them, we can't do it.
Last year it was in South Australia. Were able to supply a few horses last year?
Yeah, I try and take as many as I can. So I didn't drive last year, which is good really, because I think we had 12 in or something like that. So it's a big number to draw if you're driving other people's and get your own ready as well. So yeah, I try and support it as much as we can.
And encourage other people to do it in the next year. I'm not sure where it is next year, but we want people to do it so they can be bigger and better. There's a few races you guys had to sit out, which is disappointing, but we're not picking on anyone here in Tassie. I mean, the guys that put the show on, that's what we're after. So the more horses you guys have, the better the competition, the more even the point spread.
Yeah, absolutely. We normally alternate between South Australia and Tassie, so I'm sure it'll be back home next year. And yeah, it gets great support from the trainers, and then obviously it's just great for the drivers as well.
Your year yourself, how's it been going?
Yeah, terrific. It's been a crazy year. It's been our best so far, so it's been busy, but yeah, crazy amount of winners, and it's just been really, really good.
How many you train?
It's probably around 30 regularly. Okay. So yeah, it's enough. It's enough. Keeps us busy, but there's 4 or 5 of us, and it's just an unbelievable group of workers I have, and it's never too much for them to do anything, and it's just a great core group of people, and it just works really well.
South Australian harness racing seems to be on the up. I won't say it's definitely not back in the halcyon days. I remember when I started, it was phenomenal, and you think of some of those names that people that left the state, but it probably hit rock bottom 4 or 5 years ago, but it definitely seems to be tracking in the right direction from afar anyway.
The last 2 years has been terrific. That sort of coincides with possibly coming from so far back as well, but what we're racing for on that now compared to what we have been in the past is just terrific in my eyes. Yeah,
and a lot of positivity by it seems from the people that I talk to, albeit only handfuls of them. It does seem to be, the state seems to be very positive in the direction, a little bit like Victoria. A lot of people probably aren't positive in Victoria at the minute, but they're not as negative as what we were a few years ago either.
Yeah, well, I always say that, like I said, it's positive for us because we've come from so far back, where Victoria had it good for so long, and have actually had it taken away from them. Well, we've never had it, so for us to get more, it's just huge. So yeah, no complaints from where I am, that's for sure.
Big commitment. Toby McKinnon put a post up there on Wayne Hill's post saying about the commitment from yourself and Wayne. You guys were driving late last night in South Australia. You were in the last. You won the last. What time did you guys get to bed, get up, and make the effort to get here?
We've had an insane couple of hours. So we were in the last race at 11 o'clock. So by the time we got home, put them away, I think it was close to 1 by the time we got to bed, and we're up at 4. I struggle with a bit of flight sickness, so today I didn't have any flight sickness because I was pretty much asleep on the plane, so it wasn't the worst thing in the world, but the last 24 hours have been pretty busy, but last night was magic, terrific at home, drove a winner today, it's been great, so no complaints.
Yeah, I'm wondering, that's 3:30 too, because you lose your half hour, remember, as well, so it wasn't 4, it was 3:30 when you're thinking about these times, so no wonder you are struggling. Congratulations last night, you did take out the last race with one of my sponsors' horses, 10 Eagles. I couldn't think of his name there for a minute, but Aldebaran Park by Aldebaran Eagle. And I think you also drove one. Did you drive one for someone else as well?
Yeah, so we managed to win the Southern Cross 2-year-old colts for Alan Cronin, and his 4-year-old, his Rock and Roar, he won his version of the Southern Cross for 4-year-old and older, and then we're lucky enough to train the 3-year-old trotters. Yeah. So, it was a terrific night.
He's watching this, Alan. Well done. Bloke I've been lucky enough to meet in the journey of the industry. He's a great bloke. Very, very passionate man too.
He's an absolute ripper, and all credit goes to him. He's out at Murray Bridge by himself, does his own thing, and his horses are just fine-tuned to the minute. And every time I jump on him, what he says they can do, they can do it, and he's just having a ripper of a time on it. And all credit goes to him.
10 Eagle seems a lovely horse, progressive sort of horse, good size. Looks like next year with a bit of a spell and come back, looks like might be a bit of a brute actually.
Yeah, he's grown into a beast. So there was probably no. Unfortunate that I possibly tried to make him go as a 2-year-old, because if you look at him now, he was never going to go. So we sent him out a couple of times. He just got it wrong. We've given him as much time as we can. I still believe he's 12 months away. So to win last night and get something back in the pocket for the owners, and it's just a great story. Father-in-law has a share, and the farrier has a share, and there's a small group of syndicate that have a share. It's just a great family horse that everyone gets around, and it's a pleasure to have him.
Would have been terrific. Would have been a long night. Unfortunately, the first race things didn't go to plan with ideology, but for mine, looking at him as well, he's got 3-year-old, maybe even 4-year-old, because he does look also a very big horse. Yeah,
he's been a massive work in progress. He has nearly been in work all year because he just took that long to get his rhythm and get everything together. So I would have loved to turn him out at some point. So I'm sure with a good break, he'll have one more run, and then he'll go and have a good break, and then hopefully he fills out. He looks. As a rule, he's just a safe trotter, which is half the battle as a juvenile, and hopefully he can turn into a nice horse.
Love to get across there one day, catch up with you, give a bit more time, go through the stable. But mate, thank you very much for joining me. Well done, the way you yourself and all the drivers have represented harness racing, I believe. I think we need to make this show more people what this sport's about. You guys have done nothing to deter that today. I think it's been terrific. So well done to you guys for putting it on. Congratulations for running second. Some people say you're the first one beat, but I think you beat the rest of them home. But still a great effort. We don't know officially if you have run second, but we're just going to give you the second anyway. We'll just take it. So thank you very much for joining me, mate.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.